Hey everyone, SimFarmer here and welcome to Mars the Mission by FarmerBob. So in this video series we're going to be taking on the challenge set by FarmerBob for this particular map. So the challenge, as you can see at the bottom here, it's shown to win the game you need to terraform Mars atmosphere in 20 years. To achieve this you have to plant 10,000 trees, have 20 large beehives, 160 cows, 720 chickens, 195 sheep, 540 pigs and 800,000 litres of each of any 6 crops in our storage bins. So it's going to be quite a challenge to achieve. Can we do it? I don't know, so let's jump into the map and find out. Okay, so for this series I'm going to be running minimal mods. So a lot of the mods I've got are basically just quality of life mods like the additional field info, last night, the extended game info display, hood toggle, increased light range for the increased headlights, and we've got the realistic cab view, reduced engine braking force, real speed limiter just so I can speed up the vehicles a little bit, and then we've got the shop sorting. So I don't think I've got any mods really that are going to make this challenge any easier. So I don't have any like tractors that are really cheap to buy, or harvesters or implements that have got like really big work whips for very low price to buy, low horsepower requirements. No production buildings that have souped up production rates or like produce products that sell for a lot of money. So I'm going to steer clear of mods for vehicles, implements, productions and stuff like that. I may introduce a few more decorative mods, which ones that don't serve any purpose other than decoration. So as we terraform the dome we can, you know, add some beauty to it. Maybe get some like apartment buildings so the colonists have somewhere to live and stuff like that as we go. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty minimal. Obviously I can't say mod free series because obviously I am using some mods, but I don't think any of them are going to make this challenge any easier. Okay, so I have made some slight changes, as we'll kind of see as we go around. So I did sell 2 seed silos, the liquid fertilizer tank, the solid fertilizer tank, and also the grape processing units that you start with. I then used the money that we got from that to buy some additional equipment to start with. So we've got a baler, windrower, tedder, a set of mowers, a bale wrapper. I bought an additional bale trailer as well, so we can get some grass work done when we've got grass. And I also sold the stone picker and bought a few bags of seed fertilizer, lime and some IBCs. And as you can see as we're running around, it is a bit fast, but we do start with the animal pens required. These are all base game animal pens. I don't know how well you can see it here, but I'm just showing that you can actually sell these. If you get the camera low enough in build mode into the doorway, you can actually get into these things to place objects inside the domes and also sell the current animal pens that are in there. So the plan to start with is going to be to get all the fields, or as many of the fields as we can, spread with lime, as every field requires lime. I'm also running with seasonal growth off, no weeds, snow switched off as well because we're inside a dome. It's not really going to snow. I've also switched off field stones because I'm not a big fan of field stones in FS22. I wouldn't mind them if there was a bit more random, came up in small patches randomly over the field rather than kind of like that widespread across the entire field. And it is quite a fairly slow process to collect all the stones up. So yeah, first job's going to be to get lime onto as many fields as we can using the lime that we've got. We'll then need to order some more lime, which we won't get access to until the following month. So kind of like we're waiting for supplies to come from Earth for this kind of mission as we're on as such. So yeah, sit back, relax, and hopefully you enjoy. Okay, so lime spreading is all done on 9 of our 15 fields, so we've got 6 left to do. We do have a little bit of lime left, but we'll save that until next time, as we will need to get some more, as we don't have enough to do the final 6 fields. So the next job we're going to do is to sow grass into fields 1 and 2. And we'll use this for hay and silage, so we can start getting some hay, silage then for feed. So the priority I'm thinking is, for now, is to try and make money or find a way of making a regular income before we start worrying about meeting any of the goals for the actual mission. So until we can start making some money, and we know we've got money to buy seed, fertilizer as we go, and also then buy the animals when we require them. The 10,000 trees will also cost us around £500,000 to buy 10,000 saplings, as it works out base game £50, euros, dollars, depending which currency you're in, for one sapling. So it's going to be £500,000 for 10,000 saplings. We do start with a couple of pallets of saplings, but obviously not going to go very far. So we will need to make sure we've got the money for that as well. So we don't want to be stockpiling loads of crop in the silos when we're struggling for money to buy better, bigger equipment, so we can work the fields more efficiently. So yeah, the main priority is going to be to make money. As we start with the oil mill, grain mill, we also start with a spinnery, production buildings. It makes sense to try and utilize those as soon as possible. So once we've done the grass in the first 2 fields, we'll get a worker to switch over to planting oats into 2 of our other fields. We'll use the oats then at the grain mill to produce flour, which we can then use at the bakery to produce bread, and that will give us a nice bit of income from that. We'll also then put sunflowers into 2 of the other fields, which we can use at the oil mill to produce sunflower oil, again, which will help give us a bit of regular income from the production from that. And it makes sense to utilize these production buildings as we have access to them from the start. The plan for next time then will be to possibly look at getting some barley sown, which we can then use for chicken feed. So we can buy some chickens, which are fairly cheap to buy. They reproduce quite quick, so we won't need to buy too many of those, and they can reproduce themselves to fill up the required amount of chickens. Then we can start getting egg production. We also have the 3 greenhouses, which we'll fill up with water later on, and we can get those producing. Although the base game large greenhouses only produce around about 5,000 income per year, regardless of whether you do tomatoes, strawberries or lettuce. They all roughly work out around 12 months production is around about 5,500 on normal economy. So they're not going to make a huge amount of money, but it do give us that little bit of extra to, possibly cover wages for workers and stuff like that. Okay, so that is the sunflowers done in both fields. So the last job for today is to top up the water in the three greenhouses. Start again. Okay, so that is the sunflowers all done. The last job for today is to top up the 3 greenhouses with water. So we'll just put a few thousand litres of each into... Okay, so that is the sunflowers all done, and 6 of our... Okay, so that is the sunflowers all done, and 6 of our fields have now planted. So we've got 2 grass, 2 with oats, and then 2 with sunflowers. So the last job is to top up the 3 greenhouses with a couple of thousand litres of water each, just so they can start producing lettuce, tomatoes and strawberries. We'll just sell the pallets when we get enough of them and the price is reasonable. I don't plan to do any cakes. I do find that the base game bakery is better to just do bread, as you only need one input, which is flour, and it only produces the same amount over the year income wise, which I worked out in the past to be around about 80,000, 83,000 on normal economy for 12 months production, regardless whether that was cakes or bread. So there's no real benefit to switching to cakes, as we're not going to make any more money from it, and would have to put a lot more input into that with eggs, butter, sugar and also strawberries. So it's a lot of extra work for not much return. So yeah, so next time we'll put some barley into 2 of our fields that we can then harvest for chicken feed. So we can get some chickens going. We'll have the hay when the grass is ready, so we can get that cut. Then we can look at starting to get some sheep, which we can then get the wool for the spinnery. And as we also have the cotton harvester, we may as well make use of that. So we'll get some cotton planted, so that can start growing, and then we can get some cotton to sell. So I think we've got a good plan to go forward to start making some money, and then as we get some money in, we can start looking at getting some bigger equipment to work our fields more efficiently, so we can get them turned around a lot quicker. And then the animals can be reproducing, so once we've got enough feed, we get a few cows, and then we'll let those reproduce for the time being. And then once we've got more money, then we can then buy any additional ones we need to fill out the quota. We'll also need to look at start planting some trees, so we can start get that. That's going to be, I imagine, a slow process, getting 10,000 in. So we'll probably get a few pallets here and there, and then start getting those planted at some point as well. Start working towards that soon as well. But yeah, the main focus, making money. So we'll end it there for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please give me a thumbs up. Really do appreciate that. And let me know in the comments what you think about this style of time lapse with the voiceover as opposed to the on-screen text. Do you prefer it the other way? Originally this was supposed to be a standard let's play, but the audio was all messed up, so I've kind of just sped it up and then done the voiceover over the top. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, and hopefully you'll look forward to seeing some more progress on this series. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, this map or this style of map, so it's not going to be for everybody, but I'm looking forward to it as somebody that's been struggling to find a bit of motivation to play FS. It's kind of interesting to take on this challenge and see how we get on. So again, a big thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one, and take care and goodbye.